Again, the Hive45 HQ, you know, dedicated headquarters of cool international geekdom / domination.
Yeah. I mean, you did have a run going there with thoughts, you're saying?
Oh, I was saying that...
You're connecting the brains together, thinking together.
Yeah, you're connecting together. If we can all think together, so, you know, telepathy, but on the neural level.
We're doing it more with, like, all the social sites and all that, just direct, more linking, connected.
Maybe, no, this is collective intelligence. Okay. This is, like, a few more steps after this. If everyone's connected... There's another one coming. If everyone's connected on a neural level, so everything I'm thinking, I can connect to anyone else, and they can think back.
Yeah, and you can just build on the thoughts back and forth, back and forth.
And that's AI.
That is, because you get like a large group of people, any interest that people want together, like all universities together, all thinking on the same project. How? That's kind of epic.
It'll be, you know, like
well,
any sort of collective intelligence. You won't understand it, but it will be powerful, like the economy now, like the internet now. An individual can't understand it, but it will be powerful when it's all linked. When every human brain's linked together, it's amazing. It's
going to be, it's a revolution.
Especially when there's that, what's that fact that, there's 100 billion neurons in every brain, but the number of permeations and combinations of connections between the different neurons exceeds the number of elementary particles in the universe. So,
it's just ridiculous.
Pretty amazing.
That's going to be crazy. It's just going to be an exponential
like
growth.
6 billion or 10 billion when we peak out at that sort of population cap.
Yeah. Well, you just start thinking that any thought contributing to this is just, you can still build it up. It's great. Well, that kind of leads into the next story that I've got here.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah, 10 years. That doesn't, like 2020, you think that's far in the future. Like, I'm still having problems considering I'm living in 2010. That seems in the future.
10 years will be in our early 30s.
Great.
Like, awesome. Wow, okay. And
that's still ridiculously young. Okay. Well, next one that is along the same lines as that is this discussion on Reddit about saying, have any other Redditors noticed that since they've begun coming here, news sites like CNN seem mostly useless and outdated? And this is pretty much like along those lines, that when you get like a lot of hive mind thinking together and like massive groups, say like Reddit and Dig and Twitter or even Facebook really, that if you start consuming all of your news from there, that say like the big sites like CNN and the Sydney Morning Herald and all the big ones, they are actually just contributing, they're putting their information up, but the hive mind are the ones that are selectively picking it and then spreading it around. So it's going to be, but see, then there's, I don't know, I find problems with this. It's like you're getting it from a single source, it's still, it reinforces whatever opinions that you started with, really. Yeah.
Well, what you see on Reddit is basically what the Reddit culture decides you need
Well, that's it, because on Reddit it's very much that what Reddit's deciding going around. Well, what about Twitter? Like Twitter, you're only picking your friends and it's very much sharing stuff.
Well, it's still the same thing, you see what your friends decide.
Well, yeah, true. Yeah.
I guess it's
a little bit... Yeah, no, it's pretty much.
I guess no matter like even on the offline, your social groups. If your information mostly comes from your social groups, then it's going to have a particular bias to some. You know, social hierarchy of.
It's the same way with like when the New York Times and CNN and all of that were in like their heyday. That was that if you only got your news from them or like a few papers, that was your worldview.
Yeah.
That was how you got information.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how you can actually. I don't think you can counter it.
Well, you have to eventually. Like, say, well, let's go with the using the Intel thing. Let's say, like, we're roughly connected, like, using, like, a chip that's in your mind or whatever, and you're talking and connecting with people and, like, stories all around the web.
Yeah.
How can you actually make sure that you've got a healthy sense of diversity? Because you have to have the... Whoa! Shit. Well, we lost one. It's too hot. The blue tack's melting.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, blue tack's melting. Great.
Train of thought.
Yeah. No. How to maintain like diversity with stories and information that you're getting. Like Google's not bad with that. It's like when you're searching, it's just whatever's there, but then it's still a Google ranking. But just in general, like how can you keep diversity open when anyone here, like say if like you're a young Earth creationist or something like that, you can still actually reinforce your opinions and all that by only following that certain bit of media. Like because there's so many views, it has to branch. I'm not sure.
It does. I mean, like for even just on Reddit, if you're an atheist, like we'll follow the atheism Reddit subreddit. Whereas if you're a Christian, you're not going to follow the atheism subreddit. You're going to follow the Christian one. It's I think, and even if when we start getting into actual social recommendations where it provides you with the content that you want specifically, so 100 stories and you get like 99% of them are exactly what you want. You look at them all. it's still gonna be biased more towards you.
Yeah.
And what you're thinking at that time.
You could end up getting the social recommendation thing. I remember you speaking about it before, actually leading you into new topics that the stories it actually promotes, like sort of connects two and two together and tries to sneak in like stories that you may like that go there.
Problem is I can see that
it can be
easily being manipulated.
Yeah.
Well, so you say, okay, this person's currently at this point, I want to get them to this point.
Yeah.
Here's the steps I need to push them to.
Start doing this content, getting the people interested in that, yeah.
I think with that kind of system you could...
It probably will happen, but it's just very... Yeah, you can warp people.
Yeah. Mm. That's powerful stuff, though.
Incredible.
It will be done, and I don't think
it's going to be stop. It's going to be a massive recommendation thing. I'm already seeing the beginning of it in the Facebook thing. That's all recommendation. Like, just look at these friends, and you just reinforce a friendship with them. Facebook's deciding who your friends are.
Yeah.
Sort of. It's a bit odd.
Be interesting. It's still a long way it can go, though. But
anyway.
But I think this is inevitable anyway.
Yeah, me too. It was a good discussion. Fantastic discussion here. Definitely worth a read through.
Yeah.
And contribute, upvote, downvote. See what you think.
Yeah.
What's your next one?
My next one's still kind of related to the brain implants again.
Mm-hmm.
They've just released... You guys know the X Prize, don't you? It's the... essentially what people do is they... The X Prize? It's like a porn prize. Whoever can create the best...
Yeah. I don't know, I was reading you talking to a camera.
What?
I'm confused.
Okay,
X-Prize, sorry.
The X Prize. I think the site is like xprize.org. Yep, xprize.org. Go check it out. They the big one that everyone should know of is they set up a $10 million prize for the first commercial spaceship that can get up to blah blah blah, do stuff. And that was a SpaceShipOne, which Virgin either partnered with or bought out.
Started?
Yeah.
Yeah, how cool is that?
It's sweet. We can, and there's massive talks now about international space stations, like for hotels for consumer use.
Yeah. Cool.
Anyway. Yeah. So now they've also, I'm not sure whether they're created or not, but I think they're very much in the process of creating it. They recently had a BCI conference, which is a brain-computer interface, at MIT, or as a workshop actually. But there's a bunch of people who've got together and they're thinking of actually creating an X Prize. So they'll do the same thing, I guess. They'll offer up money, and whoever can create a brain-computer interface for us to essentially, link ourselves with the computers, they'll win the prize. And it's worked so well before. It's great for innovation. It's great for getting corporations and entrepreneurs together to actually try and make this stuff happen. And so,
did they say what like the timeline is for it?
10 to 20 years. 10 to
20 years? Huh. Snap.
But I mean...
That's just great.
Every timeline you come up with is always shorter.
Oh, yeah, generally. Well, if it's regarding like computers and all of that, then it's just ridiculous.
And there's a really good video by Ray Kurzweil, whether you like him or not, but there's a really good video. He covers the same sort of stuff he's talking about before, but it was presented at this BCI workshop that was done at MIT.
Cool.